Hey everybody, what's going on? Brigham Harris here. Welcome into the Scoreboard. As you can see, this is your center for all things sports in the Wasatch back. We're happy to have you here. We are at the end of January, really our last January episode. And if you know anything about the sports seasons, that means we are in the peak of basketball, hockey, wrestling, and swimming season for all of our local high schools. And we are so stoked about it. Today we've got an awesome episode for you. We not only have interviews with coaches and with players, but we're going to be diving into how our local teams are doing when it comes to those four main sports and what they have to look forward to as the seasons roll on and we get closer and closer to state tournaments. Those are really the two biggest words that you could say to a high school athlete to get them all excited about it. And that's exactly what we are, is excited. So let's start things off talking about this week in sports. First off, we're going to head down to Heber City, looking at Wasatch High School. As for boys basketball, unfortunately this week, they had a very close loss to Spanish Fork, 60-65. Tucker Engelbright had a team-high 18 points. If you remember last week, he was our athlete of the week, scoring 22 points. Dropped just 4 less, but still leading his team with those 18. They play against Maple Mountain tonight at 7 o'clock, and we will likely have our field correspondent and really our voice of the Wasatch High School area, Brent Martindale, at that game. As for the girls basketball team, they actually pulled off a win against Spanish Fork, holding the Dons to only 23 points in the entire game, so a lot of really solid defense. That Wasatch girls team has won 2 of their last 3 games. They play also at Maple Mountain tonight at 7. Now, moving up a little bit north into Colville, the big city of Colville, if you will. The girls basketball team had a close loss, again, to North Sevier, 51-52, really missing out on Marcy Richens right now, who has not been playing these past couple of weeks, getting ready for her collegiate, volleyball career. However, Richens is definitely stepping into her shoes, that being Heartland Richens, 22 points and 8 steals in the loss. Big leader for that team, although she is just a freshman. Last night, they won 17-2. They beat the 17-2 Millard High School 46-48. Chesley Langston had 21 points. So although there is a little bit of a void to be filling at the North Summit girls basketball team, those shoes are being filled right now, and magnificently so. As for the boys team, they recorded also a very close loss to North Sevier, 49-62. Sort of the grudge match, if you will, from a couple weeks ago. If you remember, Blake got to catch up with Trey Pace after the game, had a hematoma, had been completely banged up after that game, and it's sort of the same thing here. Pace goes 22 with 10 rebounds, and Adam Winters also had 11 boards in that game. We wish them the best of luck as they face Millard tonight at 7 at North Summit, so in Colville. Moving on to South Summit, the rivals of North Summit. The boys basketball team had a very close loss to the Ben Lomond Scots, really the heart of Ogden, 73-69. We were there. It was a really close game, down to the wire. The last 30 seconds really decided the game for the Scots, and they ended up pulling it out. However, Ricky Perez, who was sort of one of the understudies that we didn't necessarily get to talk to at South Summit a few weeks ago, he absolutely shined in this game. 22 points, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, looking like Steph Curry with a mullet out there, was absolutely phenomenal. We're actually going to hear from him as he catches up with Blake later on in the show. They play Morgan tonight. Last time between them and Morgan, South Summit pulled it out 68-61, and at that point Morgan was either undefeated or only had 1 loss on the entire year. So going to be a great grudge match for them. As for girls basketball, Tuesday they won against Ben Lomond, also holding the Scots to only 23 points, that being the girls team down there in Camas. And last night they lost 68-51. Their leader, Reagan Sanderson, had a season high of 24 points. She's absolutely killing it out there. We're excited to get down there and speak with the girl Wildcats basketball team. Moving on, now we are home here, Park City High School, a little bit closer to home. Boys basketball lost to East 62-48. They have been on the skid here for the past few weeks, looking for their first win since December 3rd, and that's not going to be not going to be an easy matchup as they face off against Olympus tonight at 7. If you know anything about 5A, Olympus is one of those top teams And as for girls basketball, they also lost to East High 21-62, looking for their first win also since December at Olympus. Same thing tonight at 7. So that'll do it for this week in sports. What we have coming up for you here on the Scoreboard, like I said, lots of interviews with not only players but coaches. We're sitting down post-game, learning a little bit about some records that have been broken recently at Park City High School just down the road from here. So stick around. We'll be right back right here on the Scoreboard.
The Scoreboard is proudly sponsored by Andrea Cox Mortgage. Welcome to First Rate Mortgage.
My name's James, and I've been in the market for mortgages several times over the years, so I've gone through the process with different people. And when I met Andrea, she explained to me why my current loans were subpar and how she could get better loans with better rates.
If I had to describe Andrea in one word, I think I would use the word passionate. She is very passionate about what she does and getting the right solutions for her clients, and that made her an absolute pleasure to work with.
Hi, I'm Andrea Cox. You can reach me at 435-631-9262. Call me, text me, or you can reach me at my website, andreacoxmortgage.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brigham Harris. In this late January episode, we welcome sports fans of obviously all types here on the Scoreboard, and we are going to kick things off with a coach's interview. Super excited about it. We got to catch up with the track and field coach over at Park City High School, David Yoakum. We not only got to chat with him, but a phenomenal amount of his players or his athletes who have broken records here just in the past couple of weeks. So here is our interview. Blake O'Rulian sitting down with Coach David Yoakum at Park City High School.
Blake O'Rulian alongside Coach David Yoakum of Park City High School. Coach, we've talked to a lot of your competitors, a lot of the students here at Park City High School. What are you most excited for as the season starts to kick off?
Well, first of all, thanks for having us on. We love the fact that you guys are so into the Park City athletics, and we enjoy being with you. To answer your question, we are probably in the midst of a 2 to 3 year sequence where we have a lot of talent. We've had a lot of kids that have done really well. This year, we hope, is no exception. Last year was pretty phenomenal. We took second in the boys' state track meet, lost to Orem. The girls took sixth, and within just a couple of points more, would have finished in the top 4. This year, we don't feel we've lost a lot because we've had some kids, as you've seen, come up and are starting to hit some marks that we saw last year in May. They're doing this now in January. So overall, pretty excited. We had some big shoes to fill with who we lost last year, but those shoes, I think, will get filled.
Speaking of such a talented roster, we just spoke to Jesse Helton, and he mentioned to me that he's known you since he was literally just a baby.
I've known him since he was a baby.
And he talked to me a little bit about your relationship with him. How much are you going to miss him next year when he's not here?
He's tremendous. He's just a great kid. He's got the potential to do so well in college, but he's a good human being, and that's really what we're here for. We want to make better human beings. We want our kids to be good, not only in athletics, but out there in the world, and he's just phenomenal. He's a great kid.
When it comes to the indoor records that have been broken, and that's kind of the story and why we've been here today is all the broken records, what's it been like being behind the scenes and coaching all of these kids to be such high-level athletes? What's it been like to see all these records breaking? It seems like event after event.
Well, first of all, you got to have a great team behind you. And Steve Katita, probably one of the best distance coaches in the state. Props to Dalton Bolger, who unfortunately is not coaching this year, but is a phenomenal coach and has helped these kids tremendously in the throws. Ivan Radcliffe in the hurdles, and then past coaches who have been with these kids since they were in grade school in Park City Running Club. All of those coaches bring them together, and just like we've seen in football, it takes a youth program. It takes those kids starting young and progressing through the years. So it's really a community effort. We're very fortunate with the football team. We've got a lot of rapport with the football coach. So Josh has been very, very supportive of us. So it's helped a lot. It's a community that has done this. They're talented. but it's the community that's really brought them forth.
I hope I didn't miss it, but in what way has the football team been helpful to you? Have they given you their best running backs, their best?
And it kind of goes back to when I first started coaching here, first coach as a private coach. And then in 2012, I think it was, I was brought in to coach sprinters under Jeff Wyant. And we didn't have a lot of football players. We had a couple. In the last few years, and I kind of put this on the Baines boys. They all have come out. Paul came out as a freshman, and he was a football player, and he was one of the kind of the star football players from that freshman team. And they just kept pulling kids in. And I think last year we had 33 or 35 football players on the team. And it's been very well supported by the head football coach. Those things make a difference. And, you know, football and track and field are probably the most complementary sports you can have. There's speed and power, especially in the sprints, jumps, throws. It's a lot of speed and power. And so it's been working very well the last several years.
Well, that sounds great. It seems like everyone here is on track, no pun intended, on board to have a very successful season. Coach, thank you so much for talking to us, and we'll probably talk to you a little bit more as the season continues.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Blake and Coach, thank you guys so much. Again, congratulations to all those athletes. If you missed it, go to thescoreboardnation.com. You can watch all of our old interviews with all of those record breakers. Some of them haven't even aired yet. That's how many records have recently been broken at Park City High School track and field. So stick around, because we are going to be talking to more of those track and field athletes here in the coming weeks. When we come back on the Scoreboard, we've got some more sports action for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I'm here at this extraordinary property in the heart of Park City on historic Main Street. This stunning location features world-class shopping, dining, and nightlife. I'm Stephanie J. This is the Opulent Minute. Parkite 34 offers all you need to impress and entertain your guests. With a contemporary aesthetic, both indoor and outdoor living spaces are perfect for relaxing after a long day on the slopes or enjoying the culture of historic Main Street. This property features modern designer furnishings and a large, streamlined gourmet kitchen equipped with all the essentials. The Parkite complex features a fully equipped fitness center, and ski lockers are located just behind the lobby. Ideal for those who want a vacation home feel, but with the amenities of a traditional hotel. I'm going to spend a little time relaxing by the fire here before meeting friends on Main Street. I'm Stephanie J. We'll see you next time on the Opulent Minute. Contact us today, opulentvacations.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back into the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brigham Harris. This late January episode, we are stoked to have you along. We're going to be talking to one of our local coaches, fresh off of a awesome win that in the Wasatch girls basketball head coach, Audrey Holt. Brent Martindale, field correspondent, got to catch up with Coach Holt. He's sitting down with her right now.
And hi, everybody. We are with Audrey Hull, the head coach of girls basketball at Wasatch High School. Coach Hull, thank you so much for taking a few minutes with us once again. Now we want to talk specifically about some of your games recently, and that you guys are 2-2 in region, which is awesome. But let's talk. We're about halfway through the season, Coach. I mean, you know, your region season. Tell me how you're feeling. How's it feeling halfway through?
It's nice to be in region right now, and being first year coach, I'm still learning the teams and the coaches and what they like to do. But the girls, they've been working hard. One of our philosophies is continually improve. They've been doing that. So I feel like each game we're getting a little bit stronger going into region, and hopefully we'll continue to peak throughout.
You know, statistically, your girls are improving. I mean, in every category. We're looking over your stats. You have 4 different girls with averaging 5 points a game or more, and which doesn't seem like a lot, but that shows some consistency, of course, with those girls. Each one of those girls has improved their points per game, rebounding per game. You know, looking at your stats, you've improved in every area. So Well, let's look a little bit at the last couple. Now again, you're 3-2 in your last 5 games. You're 2-2 in region right now. You are one series away from being 3-1 with that tough loss to Salem. You're talking about one possession.
Yeah.
And you're 3-1. And right now, of course, everybody is chasing really tough Springville. So yeah, let's talk the last 2 games. You did have the Springville game a week or so ago. Boy, they are tough.
They are. They're solid all the way around. It's a program that's been really good for a long period of time. They have a great tradition, just well-coached team. And,
Yeah.
It was a tough game, but I think it was really good for us to play them at home first, at their place first. And
Yeah.
we're going to be revved up and ready to take them out on our home court and give them a better matchup.
And so Maple Mountain tonight, that will complete the entire first half of the region season. Tell me just a little bit about what your preparations have been for Maple Mountain.
Well, again, Maple has a great basketball tradition. They're well coached. They'll be a very solid team, and we're going to have to play very well to beat them. I do believe we can beat them if we limit our turnovers and keep our scoring percentage up. That will be all Maple will want. And hopefully we can defend our home court tonight.
Talk just a little bit about some of your players right now. You're getting some, Kiara Sari, of course, leading your team in rebounding and scoring. You just depend on her each night. But can you tell me just a little bit about the Garner sisters? What a great story. Kenna coming off injuries from a while back, and young Ashley. What a tough duo for your program.
Yeah, that's true. And we've got a 8th grade Gardner coming up next
That's
year.
right.
So people better watch out. Ashley's really coming along. She had her first start varsity last game.
Okay.
And really, sometimes when you have your first start, you might kind of get a little nervous and not play well, but she was our leading scorer that game, and
Right.
just had a really great game. She's great on the boards. Her and her sister McKenna are different. McKenna's still really good at using her body to post, but she's got a smooth shot outside, so she can hurt you more on the outside shots. And she was ice in our one game. She hit free throws at the end of the game in another tight game we had earlier this season to help us get that win. So they're great. Like, all the girls are coachable, and it's just been my pleasure to coach them and try to help them get better, and hopefully we'll get where we want to go.
Your defensive pressure pressing teams has really caused trouble for the other teams in the region. Your guards, Elizabeth Anthony, Grace Wonder, Kinsley Schultz, your freshman Cicely Clark coming in, really, really tough. And it seems like it's that guard line that causes so many turnovers. Having a core of guards like that has got to be very reassuring for that defense going down the season.
Yeah, and you forgot about Liz Houston,
and there were several I could probably mention. Yes.
But yeah, having that guard core gives me the ability to press so that I can sub in and out, kind of keep them a little bit more fresh, just keep churning away at our opponents and wearing them down. So Liz Houston, she's had an injury. She'll be back tonight with some limited playing time, and hopefully she'll do well and be able to get back maybe in our regular rotation next Friday when we have a little break.
Well, Audrey Hull, the head basketball coach, Wasatch High School girls basketball, with us once again. Coach, best of luck tonight against Maple Mountain. And we hope to continue to hear great things from you this season. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Hey, Brent and Coach, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Again, Wasatch girls basketball on an absolute tear right now. Won 2 of their last 3. They are really making a charge as we get closer and closer to the state tournament. So we wish the Lady Wasps the best of luck. When we come back, we're going to be hearing from one of our standout athletes of the entire week down there at Camas High School. Ricky Perez got to catch up with Blake O'Rulean. That interview coming at you here in just a couple minutes. Stay with us.
Historic Deerfield is significant as a site because we're an important place in American history.
All but a few of the historic houses are on their original home lots. The original town plan from the 1670s is still in place. The town retains its original scale, and in many of the houses we have objects connected to Deerfield, the Connecticut River Valley, and New England. And all of this together helps to convey a deep sense of place.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brigham Harris, and our third and final interview for the day. Our on-field reporter Blake O'Rulean got to catch up with Ricky Perez, 22 points, 3 for 3 from the arc when it comes to the Wildcats. Very, very close loss to Ben Lomond. Was an absolute nail-biter and so much fun to go to. You'll see it right here in just a second.
Blake O'Rulean alongside South Summit senior Ricky Perez. Ricky, tough loss tonight, but you had a great game. Can you tell us a little bit about what you did on the court tonight?
Personally, I tried getting my team a little bit open. I know Max is a good point guard, and I know I can handle the ball well too. So, you know, anytime he's driving the hole, I'm trying to look for a spot to get open. I know he's looking to kick. I know I got my big guy Gibby in there. He's ready to post. I need to see him dunk one of these days, but we'll get it to him. But I know my coach wants me to get inside the paint a lot, so I'm trying to drive, you know, find open guys, either get an and one, and just finish strong.
You're being too humble, Ricky. You just dropped 22 points. That's probably the most you've ever had in a varsity game. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's the most I've really had in kind of any game.
How did you feel in terms of scoring the basketball tonight? Did it just seem like everything was going in, or did it just seem like you were in the right spots at the right times?
I mean, I had a couple of rough shots. Something was a little off in the first quarter a little bit, but once I saw one go in, I saw my coach. He gave me the look, and, you know, he gave me a little bit of confidence, same with my team. So, you know, saw one go in, I decided to shoot, keep shooting. You know, made 1 3. I've been struggling a little bit this year, but, you know, I got to keep shooting.
You actually were kind of the spark plug that this team needed in the fourth quarter. At the top of the fourth quarter, I think you were down by about 9 points. You cut the lead to 5 with your 7 points very quickly to kick off the quarter. Was that something that Coach wanted you to do, or was that something that just kind of happened?
I mean, that's just something that kind of happened. It kind of just usually does. During, you know, when we get in droughts like that, when we're a little bit down, we're just moving the ball really well, and whenever I get an open look, I'm just trying to score, so it just happens.
So in the fourth quarter, we actually got a clip of Coach talking specifically to you during a timeout. Do you remember that, and do you remember what he was saying to you?
I mean, he was telling me to keep going to the hole. I had a couple tough pull-ups, they weren't going in, so I know what he wants from me. I know what I could do, but right now I just got to keep going to the hole, so that's what he wants me to do. So that's what I'm going to keep doing, you know, throughout these games, keep working hard in practice to do it.
Ricky, this is 4 losses in a row for the team. I heard Kalebi Thompson saying that we really needed this win tonight during a timeout. How does the team morale feel coming out of this and moving on forward for the rest of the season?
You know, preseason we played really well. We just got to bring that into region. You know, these tough couple of losses, you know, it doesn't really define us as a team at all. We know what we're capable of. We beat Morgan, you know, one of the top teams in the state, so that proves a lot to us. We just got to peak at the right time. You know, we're really looking forward to playing these next couple of games. Same teams again, because we can all beat them all. So we just got to keep working hard. You know what we have to do to beat these other guys. We've seen them play, so we just got to keep grinding it out.
So with the state tournament coming up, what do you think this team needs to do in order to get to the state tournament itself?
Right now, we're just trying to win these games, get in a good spot to go into the bracket. I mean, you don't get a good spot, you're going to be playing a tough team first round. I mean, you know, we could beat them. I love to be the underdog, but we don't deserve to be down there. We should be up here, you know, top 10 teams going in there. People should be, you know, looking at us, not wanting to play us, and I believe it. During the state tournament, we just got to peak, keep playing hard. We can't have a bad game. It's kind of hard to say, but we just got to keep playing good.
Let's switch gears over to the future. You are a senior. Do you have any collegiate plans in terms of football or basketball?
Football, I only played 2 years out of my whole life. Played in like 4th grade one year. My mom wouldn't let me play ever since, so senior year I thought, why not? Put some weight on in the gym. She let me play, but not really football. Basketball's always been my dream. I don't really know what to do now. I haven't been talking really like any colleges, but right now I think I've been going into sports medicine. I really like being around kids, around sports, so I think I might go along something along those lines.
Hey, maybe try broadcasting like us. We love it.
Yeah.
Do you think that little gain of muscle has been able to help you on the basketball court?
A lot of confidence. My team trusts me and my coach trusts me. He knows, I could push guys around. I haven't really been doing it much, but, we're working on it.
Absolutely. Ricky, congratulations. Great job. And good luck for the rest of the season.
Hey, Blake, thank you so much. And Ricky, congratulations. A career high 22 points and absolutely killing it from the arc. You were giving so many of those Ben Lomond fans and players a headache with how successful and obviously how consistent you were being from behind the line. So kudos to you, and we wish you the best of luck again for the entire Wildcats program. When we come back, we're going to be talking the Athlete of the Week here on our Friday episode, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Scoreboard.
Hi guys, I'm Janet the Dairy King. We're famous here for our ice cream. We have 84 different kinds of shapes. We also have some amazing food. So come and try our chicken strips, our fish and chips dinners, our burgers, our fries, our sweet potato fries. Oh my gosh, we've got so much. Once you go over to the Heber Valley Railroad and ride their train, then of course you have to come here and see all of our trains. Our family's serving your family since 1946. We hope to see you soon here at the Dairy King.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back into the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brigham Harris, and at the end of our show here today, we have covered so many things. We covered track and field with Park City High School. We covered basketball down in Camas with South Summit High School. We also gave you This Week in Sports, talking about which teams are flourishing right now and which teams are having a little bit of a struggle. But either way, we will keep you up to date on our coverage. Speaking of our coverage and teams that are absolutely killing it, let's talk a little bit about our athlete or athletes of the week. This week we want to talk about Heartland Richens as well as Chesley Langston, a couple of athletes up in Colville, North Summit High School that we have not yet been able to talk to. We are dying to talk to them because both of them are absolutely killing it for the Braves. As we mentioned, Marcy Richens stepping out because she is going to be playing volleyball here in a few months, so it's mainly a safety precaution, but these two girls have absolutely showed up and been killing it lately. In their most recent loss to North Sevier, they scored, both of them, over 20 points, and in their win over the 17-2 Millard High School girls team, they absolutely stunned with 48 points on the board. So hats off to both of those two players, and we wish them the best of luck. All of our athletes of the week here, absolute studs, absolute crazy, awesome athletes, and we are so happy to get to cover them here on the Scoreboard. If you missed any of the action and you want to watch any past episodes, interviews, segments, all that, you can go to thescoreboardnation.com or check us out on Instagram at ScoreboardNation, or check us out on PCTV every Tuesday and Friday at 6 and 10 p.m. Until then, we are saying so long, and we'll see you next time.